Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So let's discuss from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam this pastime of appearance of the Lord, and especially the next day of the appearance. So according to English calendar, if we consider, then it was the appearance day of the Lord. So 12 o'clock, right? So appearance day of the Lord. But according to the Vedic calendar, it is the next day. And that is called as Nandotsava. When Lord Sri Krishna appeared in Vrindavan, Brajabhumi, it is described that there was huge opulence that manifested everywhere. And who is giving the praman for this? The praman is given by the gopis. When Krishna, he left the Rasasthali, at that time gopis were singing Gopi Geet. And the first verse that they speak is this. Jayati tedhikam janmana vraja shrayata indira shashwadatrahi. So gopis are saying that the entire Brajabhumi, Shri Vrindavan Dham has become very opulent. Why? Because now Shri or Lakshmi herself is residing in Shri Vrindavan. In fact, Shukadeva Goswami also goes on to say that when Lord Krishna appeared in Vrindavan, the entire Brajabhumi became the playground of Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune. 18th shloka of this particular chapter, chapter 5, it speaks about this. That how the entire Brajabhumi, Shri Vrindavan, it became very, very opulent. Playground of Lakshmi, this is what is mentioned. So much of opulence, so much of opulence. It is described when Krishna appeared, all the stars and planets, they aligned themselves in the best of the best constellation possible to make the entire place auspicious. When Krishna appeared, everywhere, it was all happiness and bliss. The rivers were flowing full of water, clean water. All the birds were very blissful. The trees were all very nicely flourishing with fruits and flowers. And it is described, all the devotees naturally were feeling very blissful in the heart. Without any reason. They're just feeling blissful. It was not that some feast was made that day. No. It's all blissful. Lord appeared and there's a great bliss that the devotees are feeling. So this was in the house of Nanda Maharaj where Krishna appeared. And then Shukadeva Goswami starts describing the entire event of Nandotsava to Parikshit Maharaj. So let's dip ourselves in these few verses of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and let's try to understand. We cannot understand, but let's try to immerse ourselves in the event and participate in the event. Shri Shuka Vacha Nandastvatmaja Utpanne Jatalado Mahamana Ahuya Vipran Vedagyan Snataha Shuchir Alamkritaha Vachaitva Swastyainam Jatakarmatmajasya Vai Karayamasa Vidiva Pitridevachanam Tatha. Now there are a lot of things described in this verse, but our acharyas, they are catching only one word and they are giving commentaries after commentaries on that. They are saying Nandastu Atmaja Utpanne. So in this, you know which word they are catching? They are catching the word tu. And they are giving a huge commentary. This tu word was not needed. They are saying when it comes to the entire shloka, without the tu word also, its proper meaning. What is that? Nandas Atmaja Utpanne. So Nanda Maharaj's house, Nanda Maharaj, Atmaja, son, Utpanne, born. So, having the son born at home, Nanda Maharaj, what he did, that is described here. So, the Acharya is saying, the meaning remains the same. Even Prabhupada is writing the same thing in the purport. Meaning remains the same. Why there is the word tu that is needed here? Now, someone might say, just so that the meter in which we sing the verse will become proper, tu is added. But then Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they are saying, no, even for meter it is not needed. So why this word is there? So the word tu, Prabhupada translates as indeed, Atmaja, son. So all the Acharya is saying, this is the proof that Krishna is actually the son of Nanda Maharaj. No, there can be argument now. Krishna appeared in Mathura to Vasudev. So Vasudev is actually the father. Nanda Maharaj is foster father. He is taking care of Krishna. But our Acharya is saying, no. There Devaki was pregnant. And here Yashoda was pregnant. And both of them, they gave birth to Krishna. Hence proved. Our Acharya is saying, then how is it possible that why is it called as Atmaja? And they are saying, it's not once. Multiple times it is called as Atmaja. Krishna is called as Atmaja of Nanda. It is not out of bhava. It's because of facts that is given. And there are other Puranas which our Acharyas are quoting and they are establishing this point that when Krishna appeared in the jail, Krishna also appeared as the son of Yashoda Mai. They are giving one more thing in one of the shlokas it is given. Krishna, the brother of Yogamaya. Or Yogamaya, the sister of Krishna. So they are asking, Yogamaya appeared to Nanda Maharaj, to Yashoda Mai. If your argument is Krishna appeared in jail, then how they are brothers and sisters? Therefore, Krishna appeared here also, hence proved Krishna appeared to Nanda Maharaj. And therefore, Nandastu Atmaja Utpanne. Tu indeed Krishna was the son of Nanda Maharaj. Our Acharyas ka alag hi chalta hai, which word they will pick up and why they will highlight, only they will know. So only when a devotee, he goes to the next level of Krishna consciousness, when he attains prema, he is able to see all the leelas as it is in front of him. For us, whatever we hear, whatever we read, उसमें से भी आधा अधूरा समझता है हमें. But these acharyas, they are on a different platform of prema altogether. And when a devotee goes higher and higher, all these things are revealed to that devotee. And therefore these acharyas, they are able to write the commentaries. It shouldn't happen that when common public hear, oh, Acharya said this, they say, okay, I will also give my commentary. ये cricket commentary का बात नहीं चल रहा कि कोई भी दे दे. We are talking about the leelas of the Lord. And to give tika, one has to be in the state of samadhi. And all these acharyas were in that state of samadhi. Where they are able to witness, they are able to see. They are able to see. Therefore, they are telling it to us as it is, what is happening there. Therefore, here, when Nanda Maharaj's house, when Krishna appeared, at that time, what happened? Jatalado manaha, mahamanaha. So when it comes to Nanda Maharaj, he was extremely happy. Extremely. Jata ahaladha. He was overwhelmed. He was in great jubilation. And in this great jubilation, what did he do? He called all the Vipra, all the Brahmanas. And what was the qualification of these Brahmanas? They were Vedagya. They are fully conversant with Vedic scriptures. They are qualified basically. They were not by birth Brahmanas, they were qualified Brahmanas. Now he called them, but he himself, he went to take bath. He took bath very nicely. He dressed himself very nicely in best of the best clothes. And then it is described that all these different Brahmanas, they came and they started doing a very important samskara called Jata Karma Samskara. In Jata Karma Samskara, the astrological chart of the child is written and various other activities are done. In fact, astrological chart will be written later, but before that, various other rituals which are done. So here it is described that when all this was going on, so Nanda Maharaj, he employed or he engaged all these Brahmanas in doing what? In chanting Vedic hymns. And also it is described that based on rules and regulations. He worshipped the demigods. He also worshipped the forefathers. Ananda Maharaj is doing this. After this, what he did, Shukadeva Goswami describes elaborately. Dhenunam niyate pradad Viprebhyah samalankrite Tiladrin sapta ratnaugha Shatakaum bharavratan Dhenu. Now it is spoken about cows. What sort of cows? They are milk-giving cows. How many cows were given in charity? We heard about when Devaki and Vasudeva, when they got married, huge charity was given. Now when Krishna appeared, there is a huge charity given. How much charity? And here it is said, 2 million cows were donated. 2 million cows. Now, Shukadeva Goswami does not stop here. Nanda Maharaj is also not stopping. Shukadeva Goswami is also not stopping to describe. Here it is said, Samalankrite. They were completely decorated. Again the question comes. They were decorated with flowers, threads. They were decorated with golden ornaments and silk clothes. This is what is the description that is given. Along with that, very, very auspicious, Tiladri. Tila means til, sesame seeds. Adri, mountain. There were mountains which were made. How many mountains? Sapta, 7 mountains. 7 mountains of til was given in charity to all the people, all those brahmanas who had come. And also it's very important to note that cows were decorated with jewels and cloth with golden embroidery. Here the last line is that. What is that? Ratna Ogha Shata Kaumbha Ambhara Avratan. They were covered with all this. And even these hills were covered with these cloth, with golden embroidery. It'll be good if we are also invited in such occasions. We'll get money for temple construction. Huge charity, huge. And now, after describing all the charity that Nanda Maharaj is giving, Shukadeva Goswami puts a Siddhanta, a verse of Siddhanta. He gives a bit of philosophy to make us understand why charity is so important. Kalena snana shauchabhyam samskarais tapasejaya Shudhyanti danahi santushtya Dravyani atma vidyaya. So now there are different types of entities who get purified in different ways. First one, kalena. Now there are some dravya, there are some entities, they get purified with time. And in another place it is given, which entities get purified with time? First entity is land. So now, on the land, many things are thrown which contaminates the land. Like for example, dogs and cats will pass stool on the land, on the earth. Garbage is thrown. Some places, some muddy place, some dirt is get accumulated. But with time, the place gets clean automatically. It's not that some extra endeavor is put. So kalena, with time, it gets automatically cleaned. During rainy season, the water will get impure, will get contaminated, muddy. But then with time, that will also get clean. It is also described that females, when they go through their monthly cycles, only for a few days, they remain contaminated, and with time, they also get purified. So with time, all these personalities, all these entities are getting purified. With time, kalena, snana sauchabhyam. Every day when we sleep at night, we are fully contaminated. So according to Vedic scriptures, from your bed, you directly go into bathroom. There's no question of hanging around in the entire house, going out, and then going for a jog, walk, this and that, nothing. As soon as we get up, the first thing that the person does is get inside the bathroom. Why? Because when we sleep, our entire body is like a dead body. Because there are no symptoms of life except for breathing. Everything else is almost like dead. And at that time, you will see that eyes will be filled with dirt, our mouth is filled with dirt, therefore it stinks. So the entire state is very, very dirty. So it is said, Snana Shauchabhyam. When we take bath with water, then we become clean. So the body becomes clean when we take bath with water. Samskare. So when samskaras are performed, then the person gets purified. It is described that 2 samskaras are done in the absence of the living entity. The physical absence I'm talking about. So one is, even before the child is born, Garbhadan samskar is done. And when the person leaves the body, Anteshti samskar is done. So all these samskaras, they're meant for purification. Now, why Anteshti samskar? Say there are some offenses that the person might have done, or some sin or whatever. By doing that samskar, the person gets purified and the person is elevated to the higher position. Sometimes people say, we are sending this person to Vaikuntha. So I don't know how much that is possible for a person who has not practiced bhakti throughout and does only sin. But people say, yes, Vaikuntha Agamana ritual, that's what they say. They're sending him to Vaikuntha. So in this way, all these samskars are very important. Every single parent who begets a child, they have this great responsibility. Because when the child is not even begotten, samskar has to be done. When the child is in the womb of the mother, the samskar has to be done. When the child takes birth, the samskar has to be done. Jata karma, nama karana, and then karna, the piercing of the ears. So many samskaras are there. And if parents don't do these samskaras, then a lot of negativity will creep in. It's already there. Samskaras are meant to purify. A lot of negativity is already there. And the child will not be able to emerge as a very, very nice devotee. Not possible. They'll struggle. Therefore, many people in general, they remain demoniac throughout their life. And they're not able to come up as a very nice devotee. It becomes very difficult. They want to, but something pulls them back. Sometimes because of all these samskaras not being done properly. Very, very important. Unfortunately, people don't have knowledge of this. Especially even the Anteshti samskar is so important. The person has left the body and you have to purify. You have to help the person to get purified. And if that is not done, he has to suffer in hell like anything. We have described this in another class called Journey After Death from Garuda Puran. And we have discussed elaborately. Very, very bhayanak, fearful thing that was. Tapasa. By doing tapasya, various limbs of our body get purified. Like for example, when we speak something that is not Krishna conscious. So what happens? Our tongue becomes impure, our speech becomes impure, contaminated. When we hear that which is not Krishna conscious, say we are hearing some blasphemy, some prajalpa, whatever, our ears, the propensity or the nature of the ears become contaminated. And similarly others, our eyes become contaminated, our skin, the touch sensation, that becomes contaminated due to whatever reasons. But when you do tapasya, so at that time, all these different limbs of the body, they get purified. And Krishna very beautifully speaks, 18th chapter, 17th chapter, he speaks about tapasya of speech, body, mind. 17th chapter. Okay, 17th chapter. So it is described. So different austerities. So all these austerities purifies a person very nicely. The limbs are purified. Shuddhyanti danahi. So when we give dana, when we give charity, at that time the wealth becomes purified. People feel if I keep accumulating, oh, my wealth will grow. No, that is not the logic. Logic that is given in Shastra is you give dana, you give charity, naturally the rest of the thing that is there, that will get purified and it will attract more. Therefore, charity is very, very important. And Prabhupada says 50% of one's income should be given as charity. And the rest of the thing will get purified. Dravyani atmatma vidyaya. How will the soul get purified? Soul is always pure, no? Why here it is said that soul gets purified? by doing something. Soul is pure or no? Then what gets purified? From soul. The consciousness, yes. The consciousness is contaminated. Whenever we talk about impure soul, always we have to remember, we're not talking about the soul, we are talking about the consciousness. The consciousness of the soul gets contaminated. So when the person, he engages in Krishna consciousness, when he receives the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, what gets purified? The consciousness gets purified. And when the consciousness gets purified, it is considered the soul has become pure. And the person becomes eligible to go for higher destination. So in this way, Shukadeva Goswami in between is putting this verse. The entire celebration is describing, and in between is putting this verse to set a siddhanta that how various entities get purified. Some get purified with time, some by taking bath, some by samskaras, some by giving charity, and some by getting knowledge. Atma Vidyaya, self-realization. Now, he is using his camera, Shukadeva Goswami, both video and audio. He is recording and he is describing to all of us. Because Shukadeva Goswami is able to see and Shukadeva Goswami is able to hear. And he is speaking all this very, very wonderfully. He says, Saumangalya Giro Vipra Sutta Magadava Vandinaha Gayakascha Jagurnedur Bheryo Dundavayo Moho. Moho, again and again, constantly. There were different instruments that were played. After all, our Krishna has appeared and the entire festival has begun. And it all begins with the auspicious instruments being played. So these are the different instruments which I mentioned here. We have Bheryaha, Dundubayaha. These are two instruments which I mentioned. And these instruments were played by demigods themselves, coming as human beings. And I was hearing the best Mridanga player is Indra. He plays very nice, it seems. So we should have some classes from him also. He plays it very nicely. He was also there. And so many other Devi Devtas were there. They were participating. And there were other Devi Devtas who had come in three forms. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes. So here the word Suta, that is the Suta. So they are personalities who tell old histories. They sing old histories. Then we have Magadha. So these Magadhas, they are the ones who describe, praise the family lineage. Vandi, they are the one who sing various praises based on the situation. Now these three types of singers were there. Now the question might come, ये सब साथ में बोल रहे थे क्या ये सब? They're all singing together? No. It's all one after another, and very nice to note, everyone there was participating in this. They were hearing the Sutas speaking, the Magadhas speaking, the Vandis singing, they're seeing all this. And the Brahmanas were the ones who were chanting Swastyayanam. That is to create auspiciousness to the child, and they were blessing the child. They were not knowing that he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. But they had so much of love and affection for Nanda Maharaj. And since Nanda Maharaj called them, so Nanda Maharaj, just for Nanda Maharaj's pleasure, they were offering blessings to Lord Shri Krishna. Now you can imagine Krishna in the cradle. Just the next day. So discussion is all about the next day of Janam Leela. Now this is the description about the things happening inside the house. Now, what is happening outside the house is described here. Because the celebration is happening not just in the house of Nanda Maharaj, but everywhere in Brajabhumi, Sri Vrindavan Dham. So what is happening outside the house? I mean in other houses. Vraja samsrishta samsikta Dvara jira grahantaraha Chitra dvaja patakasrak Chaila pallava toranaihi Vraja samsrishta samsikta. It is described that the entire Brajabhumi was cleaned and washed. Who did this? Nanda Maharaj got it done. The entire Brajabhumi was cleaned. And then it is said, Dwara, the entrances of their house and every other house. Ajira, the courtyards. Grihantara, everything within the house also. What was done to that? Chitra Dhvajaha Pataka Srak Chaila Pallava Toranaihi. So Dhvajaha means flags. Pataka means big flag. So Dhvajas were there, small. It was decorated inside. And there are big flags which are put outside. And also it is described, there were srak, flower garlands. They were decorated everywhere. And chaila, pieces of cloth. Now using cloth, various decorations were done. So it's not that now the florists have learned something new and they're doing decoration in different places. No. It's all there in Shastra. That what are the different items which are used for decoration. Now you see, Pallava, mango leaves. Mango leaves were used for decoration. So they had made a nice toran, the strings of mango leaves, and they're putting it in various places. Now you can imagine the scene of entire Brajabhumi, Sri Vrindavan Dham. Inside the house decorations, outside the house decoration, entire place is only festival. After all, Krishna has appeared. Why not a festival? Everywhere it's only festival. So now the decoration is spoken. But what happened to those entities who were there around, the animate entities in Brajabhumi Sri Vrindavan? Now, Vrindavan is known for cows. So Shukadeva Goswami's camera is first going to cows, then he'll describe about Brajavasis. First he's describing about cows. He's zooming in and he's seeing what decorations is done on the cows. See, this is the mode of Vedic times where the cows are worshipped in any auspicious occasion. Krishna has appeared, the entire place is decorated, even these cows are decorated in the house of Nanda Maharaj, or to be more precise, in the Goshala of Nanda Maharaj. How many cows Nanda Maharaj had? 9 lakhs cow. 9 lakh cows. I was hearing in another place 9,99,999 cows. I don't know why one less but 10 lakhs. But yes. So now what was done to the cows and bulls? It is given here. Gavo vrisha vatsatara haridra taila rushitaha vichitra dhatu barhasrag vastra kanchana malinaha. Cows, then vrasha, that is bulls, vatsa, that is calves. All of them, they were decorated. Now listen how they were decorated. I sometimes wonder how much time did Parikshit Maharaj had. When the first chapter of the 10th canto began, only four days were over. Only 3 days are remaining. And here Shukadeva Goswami is giving details after details. Now why Shukadeva Goswami is giving details? Because Parikshit Maharaj requested. Please describe everything in Vistarat, elaborately. Don't summarize anything. Because Shukadeva Goswami in between he'll summarize and again Parikshit Maharaj will say, no, please describe it elaborately. Abhi itna elaborate that Shukadeva Goswami is getting into the details of how cows, bulls and calves were decorated. And look at this what he says. Haridra, that is turmeric. Now he could have just said that the cows were decorated to turmeric. But Shukadeva Goswami is not stopping at that. He says that turmeric mixed with oil was smeared on the bodies of the cows, bulls and calves. Only that much? Only turmeric? To pura peela ho jaye na fir. Now he's saying, no, there's some more things. Vichitra, they were decorated with what? Varieties of colored minerals. So gopi dots were made for cows also. Various other paintings were made on the cows. Look at the details that he is giving. And then it is said, Barhasrak, peacock feather garlands were made for the cows. So peacock feathers were also put. After all, the Supreme Lord who wears peacock feather has appeared. So in peacock feathers are used to decorate the cows. Vastra, very beautiful cloths were put on the cows. Kanchana malinaha, golden ornaments were put for the cows, bulls and calves. And these golden ornaments were put, and even various other garlands were put on these cows. Isko kehte hain detailed description. So all these cows were decorated. Now what happened to the gopas and gopis? What are they doing? Maharha vastrabharana kanchukoshnesha bhushitaha gopaha samayayo rajan nanopayana panayah. Now Shukadeva Goswami, from the cows, now he's focusing on the gopas. He says, Maha Arha Vastra Abharana Kanchuka Ushnisha Bhushitaha. Who? Gopaha. He's saying they were wearing extremely valuable, the best of the best things that they had. What were they wearing? Vastra Abharana, garments and ornaments. He could have stopped at this. He could have described gopis. But no, he's giving more. He's saying they were wearing kanchuka, a particular type of garment used in Vrindavan. I was hearing elsewhere they were wearing a jacket on the dhoti kurta, a particular type of jacket. Yes. And Ushina, Ushnisha, it's turbans. They were wearing turbans. So matching turbans. Everyone was wearing turbans. Bhushita, they being very nicely dressed with various other ornaments. All these Gopa came to the house of Nanda Maharaj. They came empty-handed? No. Nana Upayana Panayah. In the hands they were holding lot of gifts, lot of presentation for Nanda Maharaj and Nanda Maharaj's son, that is Krishna. Now these Gopas came fully dressed to the house of Nanda Maharaj with lot of presentations. Now Shukadeva Goswami, he moves to the gopis. Now he says, Gopyas chakarnya mudita Yashodaya sutodbhavam Atmanam bhushayam chakru Vastra kalpan janadibihi. Now Shukadeva Goswami says, Gopis heard that Yashoda has given birth to a child. Gopis heard. Chakarnya mudita. They became very, very happy. And after that, what did they do? Now he starts saying, Bhushayam chakruhu atmanam. They started decorating themselves. See, for Gopas, Shukadeva Goswami finished the verse. They were dressed very nicely. They came to the house of Nanda Maharaj with gifts. And they were giving gifts. But here he says, Gopis heard. And they started dressing themselves. So here is a proof that it takes time for Matajis to get ready. So one shouldn't become too, for the Grihasthas this is, one shouldn't get too annoyed and complain. So now Shukadeva Goswami, he starts describing how they are doing their makeup and what they are wearing. Now in this verse, in the last line, he summarizes. He says, Vastra, Akalpa, Anjana, Adibihi. So they are decorating themselves with proper dress, ornaments, and Anjana, Kajal, and other makeup items. And now he describes it more. He says, Nava kunkuma kinjalka Mukha pankaja bhutayah Balibis tvaritam jagmoho Prithu shronyash chalat kuchaha. Now, ornaments, etc. he said. He gives a detail of kumkum. He says, Nava kumkuma kinjalka. They decorated themselves with saffron and newly grown kumkum powder, kumkum flower. And then, Mukha pankaja bhutayah. When they were decorated, Shukadeva Goswami is observing the face of the gopis. And he's saying, oh, they were looking extremely beautiful. How much beautiful? Like lotuses. Their face were looking huge, bloomed lotus flowers. Very, very beautiful. And they were also holding something, Bali Vihi. They were also holding presentations. And all of them, as soon as they heard, they started. Tvaritam. Very fast, they started moving towards the house of Nanda Maharaj. And when they were moving very fast, the various limbs of their body were moving. And Shukadeva Goswami goes on to describe it more. For brahmacharis, it's not needed. And then he goes on to describe that how they were moving. Gopyaha somrishta manikundala nishka kanthyash Chitrambara patishikha chutamalya varsha Nandalayam savalaya vrajatir virejur Vyalola kundala payodhara hara shobha. So there during makeup he didn't describe what they were wearing. Now he's describing that how they are moving. They are going very fast. Now when they are going very fast to the house of Yashoda to take darshan of Krishna, at that time it is said, Sumrishta manikundala nishka kanthyaha. So first is when they were moving, when they were walking very fast, their kundal were moving. They were shaking. And these kundals, they were made of jewels. They were not these artificial ones. They were made of jewels and gold. Those were moving. And then Shukadeva Goswami, from the ears, he goes down and he sees their neck. And the neck, Nishka Kanthyaha, and the necks were decorated, with various beautiful necklaces. And then he says, Chitrambara. And their dresses, each and every dress which the gopis were wearing were very, very beautiful. And here, Prabhupada says, dressed with varieties of colored embroidery. Nice embroidery was done on these dresses. And then on the way when they were moving so fast that they had beautiful flower garlands on their hair. Since they were moving very fast, kundal are moving and the necklace is moving, and along with that the flowers on the head they were moving, and a lot of flowers are falling down. And here it is described, Malya Varshaha. There were showers of flowers. He says showers of flower garlands on the road. So the entire road was filled with so many flowers. Now you can imagine how many elderly gopis were there. And our acharyas, after all they are associates of the Lord, they give more details. See, gopis take on. Who were these gopis? And one acharya is saying that they were sisters of Yashoda. And which sisters they were? They were the wives of the brothers of Nanda Maharaj. So they were coming. They were coming like this. And along with the other gopis were also there. This is the verdict of acharyas. Our acharyas know everything. Who were there? Fortunately, they have not given the names of all of them. If they were to give the names, it would be lakhs of gopis. And then it is said, they all came to the house of Nanda Maharaj. Now Shukadeva Goswami is not satisfied describing this much. He describes more. He says, Savalayaha. Their bangles were moving. Their bangles were shaking. Virejuhu. They were looking very, very beautiful. And then he goes again to the kundala and says, Vyalola kundala. The earrings were moving. And the other parts of the body were moving. Hara. The garlands which they were moving, that was also very nice, very beautiful. Shobha, very beautiful. In this way, gopis are described. Now, when all of them they came, now the entire description that Shukadeva Goswami has given, decoration inside the house, outside the house, cows are decorated, the gopas, very nicely decorated, they have come in front of the house with the gifts. Now, gopis have come very fast, Tvarita, very, very fast with all the ornaments on their body and various gifts in the hand. Now what happened after that? Now begins the festival. Now the gopis do something, because only gopis can enter the place where the newborn child is there with the mother. It's called a Sutika Griha in Sanskrit. What did they do? Ta ashisha prayunjanash Chiram pahiti balake Haridra churna tailadbihi Sinchantyo janam ujjaguhu. So now it is described, what did the gopis do? They went there First thing that they did was they blessed the child. They offered blessings. Chiram pahi, may you live long. This is the blessing that is given by all the gopis to the small baby Krishna who is there in the cradle. Chiram pahi, may you live long. They don't know he's unborn. They don't know that he is the one who gives immortality to people in general. And they are saying, may you live long. Chiram pahi. Chiram is one, and in pahi, may you become the king of Braja in future. Because you have to replace Nanda Maharaj. So you will become the king. And after telling all this, now see Shukadeva Goswami's details. They sprinkled something on the child. And now the mixture, what was sprinkled, that is given here. Haridra Churna Taila Adibihi. So turmeric was mixed with oil and that was sprinkled on the child. This is very, very auspicious act. So they sprinkled this on the child. Which child? Janam. Janam. The one who never takes birth. Janma Krishna. Who never takes birth. So these are all gopis. Very nicely, in a very, very sober way. They went inside the house to Sutika Graha, blessed the child, sprinkled very nice turmeric with taila oil. But now there are some people outside the house. What are these people doing outside the house? You'll see a clear difference between the behavior of the females and the behavior of the males. And we all are in parampara. Even when we see in ISKCON also, when the Matajis dance, they'll dance very gracefully. They'll not move too much. They'll be there, in little space. They'll do their graceful dance. When it comes to men, they run around the entire temple. Jump from here, jump from there, jump high in the sky. So what were the Gopas doing? Now Shukadeva Goswami is describing that. Kya festival, eh? Very amazing. Look at this. Avadyanta vichitrani Vaditrani Mahotsave Krishne Vishveshware Nante Nandasya Vrajamagate. Now, again the description is given. Initially it was told, yes, various instruments were played. Again Shukadeva Goswami is emphasizing on this point. He says, Vichitra Vaditrani Mahotsave. It was a great festival. So, we say Mahotsav. Why here it is not said Vaditrani Maha Mahotsav? Normally devotees Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Krishna's appearance is not Maha Mahotsav. According to devotees, 2 times if you say Maha, then it is very great. But according to Shastra, when you say Maha Utsav, it talks about death. That's what in Sanskrit it means. I was hearing from a Sanskrit scholar. He says, Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Arey, no, it's death. Mahotsav itself means Ekadashi Mahotsav ki jai. So when you say Ekadashi Mahotsav ki jai, it means Ekadashi, which is a great festival, jai. Now when you add Maha Mahotsav, I don't know what does that mean. Therefore, here it is said, Vaditrani Mahotsave. So in this entire festival, which was Mahotsav, great festival, there were Vichitrani, Vaditrani, various musical instruments were played. Who is this person who has appeared? Krishna. Krishna has appeared. Who is Krishna? Vishwa Ishware, the master of entire cosmic manifestation. Ananta is the unlimited personality. Nandasya Vrajam Agate. But that infinite personality has now appeared where? In Nanda Maharaj's house, in the pasturing grounds of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Now after describing all this, so music is getting played, to dance to banta hai. Now what is happening? Who is dancing and how they are dancing? Here it is given. There's no description of gopis dancing, but gopas ka dance diya hai. Gopaha parasparam rishta Dadhi shira gritambubihi Asinchanto vilimpanto Navnitaischa Chikshipuhu. Now it is described what were Gopas doing. Gopa parasparam rishta. They were very pleased. They were very happy. And in that happiness, they were playing with each other. Now for your information, we are talking about Sri Vrindavan Dham. Vrajabhumi Sri Vrindavan Dham. Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows. And similarly, there are other Gopas who had many, many cows. So you can imagine the quantity of milk. You can imagine the quantity of ghee, butter, etc. So now when all these Gopas came with gifts, so in these gifts there were pots also. Pots of milk, pots of ghee, pots of butter, pots of curd, all this they had got. And now, in that entire festivity, they started playing. They started playing with all these items what they had got. And Nanda Maharaj's house also, all these different items were kept in the pots. There were huge quantities of milk, curd, ghee, butter, etc. And all these personalities started doing this. Dadhi, that is curd, kshira. And Prabhupada writes condensed milk. He doesn't say only milk. And in the purport he writes that now in the age of Kali, milk is out of question. Pure milk is out of question. Look at this. Condensed milk. Grita ambubihi. With water. Okay, with water mixed with butter. So Kali Yuga, milk is mixed with, water is mixed with milk. Yes. And here, water is mixed with butter. And now using that, what they started doing, they started throwing at each other. Can you imagine this festival? They're throwing milk at each other, butter ka gola bana ke ek dusre pe maar rahe hain. Just imagine the scene. They're throwing curd at each other. Isko kehte hai Holi. This is called as festival. Now people play with mud. They take mud and throw at each other. Kichad bana ke usme lotte hai. Here it is described that milk, ghee and other things, they had got mixed with the soil there. And that had become kichad. And people are throwing each other in that and rolling in that particular thing. So you can imagine the opulence of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Huge opulence, huge. In this way, they're throwing at one another. They're taking butter, smearing on the bodies of each other. They were dancing and jumping. And this was the festivity that was taking place in the house, outside the house of Nanda Maharaj, in the courtyard. In this way, on the day of Nandotsava, everyone was blissful. Everyone was happy. And now, Shukdev Goswami, he concludes this pastime. That what did Nanda Maharaj do? Okay, so we'll not chant the shloka. No, we don't have time now. So what did Nanda Maharaj do? So all these people who had come, no? The Gopas, Gopis, then with the Brahmanas had come. All of them. So Nanda Maharaj, he gave charity to all of them. What charities he gave? Here it is described. The Sutas were there, Magadas, Vandis, all of them. All the other professional men. So all of them, he gave various different things, various charities. And especially 3 things are named. Vastra, Abharana and Go. Clothing, ornaments and cows. They were given in charity. And the mood of Nanda Maharaj is described here. I was very happy to see this line. The mood of Nanda Maharaj was, when he was giving charity, his mood was all about, I'm giving this charity only to please Vishnu. This was the mood of Nanda Maharaj, which Shukadeva Goswami is highlighting here. And why he wanted to please Vishnu? So that by being pleased with my endeavors, Vishnu will bless the source of Vishnu. That is Krishna. This was the mood of Nanda Maharaj. See, therefore, we understand when it comes to devotees, they know very well. If I please the Lord, rest of the things will fall in place. So all the endeavors that we put, it's just to please the Lord. When we're doing various other activities, when we do these preaching activities, book distribution, pass distribution, arranging huge festivals like Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, etc. Why do we do all this? We should ask this question. And the answer that we should get is just to please Krishna. If that is the mood, and even if our endeavor fails, even if something goes wrong, no problem. Krishna will be pleased. Therefore, this mood is very, very important for devotees. I'm talking especially about those devotees were 16 rounders, were sincerely following 4 relative principles and doing nice strict sadhana, talking about them. What remains is mood in our life. And what we are supposed to do is focus on the mood. Whatever I'm doing, it's meant for the pleasure of Krishna. And after doing everything, we should go and tell Krishna also that, oh Lord, if you're pleased with any of my insignificant service, and if you wish to give anything to me, I don't want anything else apart from your service. I want to serve you, Lord. I want to enter your eternal service. And at this point of time, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with chanting the holy names because I don't have taste. I'm struggling to hear Bhagavatam class when your katha is going on. When such beautiful description is given in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, still I feel sleepy because I don't have taste. And then when I'm sitting in front of your prasad, I think of enjoying prasad and not honoring prasad. Oh Lord, my mood is not proper. If you're pleased with any of my insignificant service, all the devotees should do this. After rendering any service, come in front of the Lord and offer this prayer. If you're pleased with any of my insignificant service, please bless me. Please empower me with taste for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, taste for hearing your katha from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and taste, attraction and attachment to continue rendering devotional service for your pleasure. And since we are sadhakas, we can also add a line saying that, oh Lord, I don't want to do any form of sense gratification, not even for a moment. Every moment I just want to serve you for your pleasure. And if this is the mode of a devotee, for sure, because this is a mode of surrender, by the way. Such prayers are in line with the aspects of surrender. So when such prayers are offered, no doubt Krishna's mercy will flow. Initially the prayers might be on the lip. Very soon it will manifest in the heart also. Yes. And then with time that will become our existence. And when that becomes our existence, yes, we'll advance in Krishna consciousness. So in this way, Nanda Maharaj, very, very nicely, very amazingly, he gave gifts to everyone and then he honored everyone just to please Vishnu. Shukadeva Goswami, he feels that he has missed one personality. So he wants to describe them, that personality also. Can you guess? Balram is there. Yes, Rohini. Balram's mother, very close. Balram's mother, Rohini. So Rohini's description is given here. Why Rohini has to be described? Because Rohini was away from her husband, Vasudeva. Was she happy or not? To describe that, one verse is given very nicely. And very nicely it is described that what was Rohini doing in this entire festival. Again it is said, Rohini cha Mahabhaga. Rohini was Mahabhaga. She was very, very fortunate. Why she was fortunate? She was the only personality, or I should say the only wife of Vasudeva who got the opportunity to participate in Nandotsava and also to witness all the pastimes of Krishna. In fact, I should say all. Childhood she witnessed all the pastimes. Mathura she was there in Dwarka also. Mahabhaga, great, very fortunate, very, very fortunate. And what was she doing there? It is described, Nanda Gopa Abhinandita Vecharat Divya Vasa Shrik Kantha Abharana Bhushitaha. She was dressed very nicely, like every other gopi, the description is given. And she was very busy wandering here and there because Yashoda cannot come and receive all the guests. She is sleeping with the child there. She cannot come out of Sutika Graha because I'm talking about the next day of appearance of the Lord. So she cannot come out. So who will take care of all the guests? So it was Rohini. She was running around and talking to everyone, giving them gifts, assisting Nanda Maharaj. In this way, Rohini was participating in the entire festival. And finally, Shukadeva Goswami ends the entire pastime saying that when Krishna appeared, the entire ground of Vrindavan became the pastime place of Goddess of Fortune, that is Lakshmi Devi. So wherever Krishna appears, naturally all opulence will come, material opulence as well as spiritual opulence. And when it comes to us devotees, we don't aspire for material opulence, but for spiritual opulence. And that's our only prayer at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.